Hello from Seoul. Some people might think chicken and broccoli is too basic, but nicely seared juicy chicken and crisp broccoli stir-fried in a savory sauce is more than just a combination of chicken and broccoli. What? Sounds too difficult to make? Don't worry about it. With this recipe, you will have it ready in just 20 minutes. Today, we're gonna be making one of the greatest Chinese takeout classics, chicken and broccoli. Juicy chicken, crisp broccoli coated in a savory sauce. If you pair it with just one bowl of hot rice, trust me, you'll feel like you're in heaven, so buckle up. For this, you will need some chicken, broccoli, garlic, ginger, and green onions. That's it, so simple, right? But if you wanna make it more colorful and fancier, then grab some leftover carrot sitting in the back of your fridge. Trust me, with this little bad boy, you will end up with something even better than the restaurant version. Alright, let's prepare our chicken first. Take 500 grams of chicken breast, slice it in half lengthwise, and then cut it into nice bite-sized pieces. What? You're not a big fan of chicken breast? Because it's too dry? Don't worry about it. The marinade we're gonna make later will take care of everything. What? Still don't like it? Alright then, go ahead and use some chicken thighs. No problem at all. Now, to marinate our chicken, let's add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing wine, a quarter teaspoon of white pepper, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of neutral oil, and give it a good massage. And once that's done, cover it with plastic wrap and marinate in the fridge. By the way, we have all the instructions and a list of ingredients on our blog, aaronandclaire.com, so please visit here if you need a written recipe. Alright, while they're having a great time in the fridge, let's prepare our vegetables. First, smash 4 cloves of garlic and finely chop them. Next, grate a small knob of ginger. About 2 teaspoons will be enough. You could also cut it into thin slices if you want, but this way, when you put it in the oil, it will release much more flavor. So that's why I always prefer to use this microplane. But as always, it's totally up to you. So just use whatever works for you. Everything will be fantastic. Once that's done, take 2 green onions and thinly slice them. As always, the whites are gonna be stir-fried to infuse our oil, and greens are gonna be used for our beautiful garnish. So make sure you keep them separate, like this. This time, thinly slice some carrot. If you have enough time, make some cuts in the carrot before you slice it, because it will make our dish look so much prettier. But like I said earlier, the carrot is totally optional. It's more like an aesthetic thing. So if you don't have it on hand, don't make a special trip to grocery stores. Just skip it. No problem at all. Now, let's prepare another star ingredient. Broccoli. Take 1 head of broccoli and cut that into nice bite-sized pieces. You could also use the stem, but to make it prettier, I'm only gonna be using florets for this recipe. By the way, even though this dish is called chicken and broccoli, you don't really have to stick with broccoli. Any crunchy vegetables will work beautifully in this dish. So don't be afraid to try it with different vegetables. What? You don't buy it? Trust me, I always try with other vegetables left in my fridge and everything was fantastic. Alright, before you start cooking, let's make the sauce. In a small container, add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, half a teaspoon of dark soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing wine, 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon powder, 5 tablespoons of water, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and give it a good mix. I know some people might think that's too many ingredients, but you can't compare this to the random recipes on the internet. So please give this a try. You will understand what I'm talking about. Alright, it's cooking time. Bring a pot of water to a boil. Add a pinch of salt and blanch 250 grams of broccoli florets for about 1 minute. Whenever I'm working with broccoli, I like to blanch it first because it helps make sure that they're evenly cooked and it always gives me the perfect crisp texture. But if this sounds like a hassle, you can simply stir fry it in a pan. No problem at all. What? Still too much effort? Then just splash some water on the broccoli and pop it in the microwave. You'll be ready in no time. Alright, let's take them out and shock them in some ice cold water. This will help them keep their vibrant green color, so it's gonna be more beautiful at the end. Remember, green always makes your dish look fancy. Fancy. Now it's time for the chicken. In a large wok or pan, add 1 tablespoon of oil and heat it over high heat. Once it gets nice and hot, add the marinated chicken, spread it out, and let it sear for about 1 minute. Once the bottom is nicely browned, flip and cook the other side for about 3 to 4 minutes or until they are cooked through. We're gonna cook it again with the sauce, but it'll be very short, so it's better to cook them through at this stage. Once your chicken is nice and brown and cooked through, remove from the wok and set them aside. Now, to the same wok, add 2 tablespoons of oil and reduce the heat to medium. Add your garlic, ginger, white parts of the green onions, and saute those for about 1 minute. This may seem like nothing, but this beautiful aromatic oil will take your dish to the next level, so make sure you don't skip this step. What? You wanna know this kind of tip more and more? I'm so glad you brought that up, because everything you need is in this one book. Trust me, with this one book, you can cook more than 100 Korean dishes like a pro, so don't forget to check it out. The link is in the description. Once your kitchen is filled with the beautiful aroma, increase the heat to medium-high, add your broccoli, carrot, and stir-fry them for about 1 minute or until they're nicely coated with the beautiful aromatic oil. Now, increase the heat to high, add the chicken back into the wok, and just stir-fry them for about 1 minute. Once that's done, give the sauce a quick stir and pour it into the wok. Now, all you need to do is just give it a good stir and toss everything together for about 1 to 2 minutes. So simple, right? Alright, our sauce is nice and thickened. Let's turn the heat off. And then to that, add 1 teaspoon of toasted sesame oil, green onions, and give it a final mix. That's it. Nothing complicated, right? Alright, it's ready to go. Let's transfer it to a serving plate. How does it look? It looks absolutely fantastic. You wanna know how it tastes? Alright, let's call our taste tester. Claire?
Ooh, the chicken looks nice and charred and glossy. It's gonna be so great. Let's give it a try. Ta-da! 냄새도 너무 좋아. 치킨이 얼마나 부드러운지 보겠어. Cheers! 한 번 더. 메리네이드 덕인지 아니면 결 반대로 썰어서 그런지 정말 닭가슴살로 했는지 모를 정도로 정말 촉촉하고 부드럽고 너무 맛있네. 한 번 더 큰 걸로 먹어볼까? 그래도 부드러운가? 이렇게 큰 거, 큰 조각. 똑같아. 소스도 아주 짭조름하니 밥을 부르는 그런 입맛을 땡기는 그런 맛이네. 약간의 그 마늘의 향도 살짝 녹아져 있는 게 되게 맛있어. This time, let's try another style of the dish. Broccoli. 소스를 잔뜩 머금은 녀석으로 고르겠다. 이 녀석 괜찮아 보이잖아요. Cheers! 한 번 더. 너무 좋아. 예전에도 한번 언급한 적이 있는데 나는 브로콜리는 진짜 이 소스랑 찰떡궁합인 것 같아. Yes, it's definitely another style of the dish. So good. Even if you're not a big fan of broccoli, trust me, you have to try this dish. It will turn you into a broccoli lover. So good. 내가 너무 극찬했네. 근데 솔직히 사실이야. 오늘은 차오미엔이 좀 땡기긴 하는데 2개 다 해달라고 하긴 좀 그러니까 이걸로 먹어볼게. Cheers! 진짜 밥이 딱 입에서 밸런스를 싹 맞춰주고 간을 싹 맞춰주면서 너무 맛있어. 자기도 얼른 바빠서 같이 먹읍시다.
Today, I showed you how to make chicken and broccoli, one of the most popular Chinese takeouts of all time. Like I said earlier, this dish is incredibly versatile. I always switch it up with broccolini, green beans, asparagus, or bell peppers. And that way, even Claire, who hates eating the same thing over and over, stays happy. So if you got a picky hungry bird at home, like me, just add a little twist like this. Trust me, no more stressing about dinner every night, and your whole family will get to enjoy tasty meals every time. Alright, this is it for today, and I'll see you next time.